Good evening, San Diego Unified School District, and welcome to this week's Game of the Week with the Mission Bay Buccaneers versus the University City Centurions. I'm Edward Waller.
And I'm Valentino Arenas. We have a great show for you tonight with some very powerful teams clashing tonight with a battle on the Bay. Mission Bay tonight, they need to have a great mentality coming into this game. It really depends on the morale of a team to keep a team afloat and keep the points coming. I mean, three-point shooting is integral to modern basketball today. Look at the statistics. Three-point accuracy has become one of the most important factors to winning in today's game, and they're going to need a lot of that tonight to beat these Centurions. And no mistakes. I mean, this is a classic. Every coach wants a clean, calm game. They need to limit the penalties and limit the mistakes, and they can come out this game clean, relaxed, and with a calm win.
Some keys to the game for the Centurions, there's more rebounds. They need to stay on the offensive glass to try to get more second chance points, and that goes into some ball movement too. They need to keep moving the ball around. They have a very big team and some very good people. Dylan Griffin, who's been very good from the three-point line. So getting the ball to him and moving it is going to create other opportunities for the offense to shine. And second chance points, like I already alluded to. They need to stay on that offensive glass in order to keep defensive rebounds down. And if they do that, they're going to have more opportunities to the basket and limit the other team's offensive potential. So I think it's going to be a really good game tonight. What do you think?
I mean, these are two pretty solid teams when it comes to physicality and one of the first things I noticed when Mission Bay stepped onto the court was the physical size of their players. I mean, I was the cameraman for the girls' basketball game, and immediately one of the first things I noticed was these guys basically prowling and bulging out the tunnels. I mean, they could barely fit underneath the overhang of the balloons. I feel like this kind of physicality and that kind of height is going to factor into any game, and especially this kind of game, which seems like the UC Centurions don't seem to have a lot of size on their side.
Yeah, even size they lack, they make up for in just pure shooting. Like I already said, Dylan Griffin leads his team in pretty much every stat. He has 22 points per game. He's a 44% shooter, but he gets 11 rebounds and 3 assists per game. So make sure that he gets opportunities to shine, and he needs to create opportunities for his team to shine.
Very true, but I think if they can have Dylan Griffin kind of pop off for them on defense, 2.8 steals a game and 1.5 blocks a game, the seniors shooting guard. I mean, this guy's a pretty good defensive powerhouse. They can get this guy going, and he can explode for big defensive gains and shut down a very powerful, very large Mission Bay offense who's dunking in front of me right now. I mean, if he can stop this Mission Bay dunk contest, I think they might have a chance.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could just see it. Mission Bay has size. So the Centurions are going to have to be a little quicker and move the ball a lot more to be able to get around these big dudes in order to find some open looks and try to get some baskets early. That's going to be very key for them to do. Jameer Abdullah, he's leading his team in free throws per game at 65%. That's good, but it's not great. So it might be an area for concern, which means the Buccaneers can pressure them without suffering as much of the consequences that you see in other games. So I think it's going to be a very good game.
I mean, UC right now is number 5 in San Diego, sitting at 19-8. Torrey Pines and San Marcos ahead of him at 4-3, and Olympian and Santa Fe Christian behind them at 6-7. This team needs to take care of business tonight to keep the great trajectory into the playoffs. It's senior night, and you have home advantage. Get the job done.
For sure. And this Mission Bay team is looking to come back against their upsetting loss against St. Augustine. They lost in the last 5 seconds on a game winner from the St. Augustine player. And that really has hurt this team mentally, and I talked to a couple of the players beforehand, and they really want to make sure that they get out and score early and try to drive up their point total to keep them ahead. We could see them warming up. Mission Bay practicing a lot of spot-up shooting, so we might be able to see that from later in the game.
University City is number 257 in California, and in San Diego, number 23. Despite having a 12-14 record, putting them in the top 25. Bonita Vista at 22, La Costa Canyon at 21, Del Norte at 24, and Bishops at 25. It's surprising to have a negative record and still be in the top 25. What do you think about their performance and their opponents being able to keep them ranked despite their difficulty?
I think that just means strength of schedule. They played some very good teams, probably in higher divisions. So that's why you see, even though they have a negative record, they're still ranked very highly. And you see that in football too, with some of the teams that don't have as good records are still ranked ahead of other teams. So it's a strength of schedule, and so it's just going to be very interesting to see. We're going to go to break right now, but we'll see you back in about 9 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm Edward Waller.
And I'm Valentin Arenas. We'll see you in a bit.
Buccaneers on Missions Bay senior night. I got to see a couple of these players during warm-ups. Caleb Newton was just dunking it. I mean, he was everywhere. He was making shots, but same thing for the Centurions. I saw Griffin making some shots from three. He looks pretty on tonight. So, what do you think after watching warm-ups? How do you think their team is going to perform?
I think these teams are going to perform really well tonight. But I mean, the last time these teams met, they were at University City was just outmatched by Mission Bay. Absolutely destroyed 81-30 line on the 24th last month. I mean, this team is hopeful for a different outcome. But what else can you do? As these teams cross each other on the court, I think UC's ready for and coming with a different kind of energy tonight.
For sure, you see their Mission Bay center, Clay Gerlang. This team is very big. So their power forwards are also very tall. They can pretty much fill the roles as centers. But Gerlang is going to be playing center tonight. So what I'm expecting to see from him is a lot of offensive and defensive boards, and a lot of movement inside the paint. Since this is a very tall team, I expect them to be in the restricted area to try to get some easy lays in. How do you think this slightly undersized University City team is going to fare up against the bigger, more physically imposing Mission Bay team?
I mean, during warm-ups, all I really saw from Mission Bay was dunk after dunk after dunk. It might turn into a dunk competition. I mean, if University City isn't able to stop this aerial and physical assault. But right now, as they introduce their starting lineups, I mean, you can just see the size comparisons when they begin to step out onto the court.
Yeah, very very different styles of offense for both these teams. Mission Bay prioritizing size. University City seems to be prioritizing a lot more shooting, and we see that from Griffin and Abdullah, who has been a key role player for this UC offense.
I mean, hold on, excuse me 1 second.
Tucker Wojnarowski taking the floor for the Centurions. And now the Mission Bay Buccaneers will take the field on their senior night. Ochawa, number 4, takes the field. Kevon Fitzpatrick now for playing their point guard. Maceo Elliott. Very emotional for De La Cruz tonight, as it's his final home game with the Buccaneers. He's a senior, as well as Pablo Banderas, as they take the court now, and very emotionally charged. And I expect them to be very aggressive coming into this game. Both teams huddling up right now. Main thing is just to have fun. Both of these teams are very good, but very different styles of play. With UC, they're very star-driven. They're very keen on Dylan Griffin getting the ball and making stuff happen. So if he's not 100% for the night, it's going to be Abdullah that has to pick up the slack, and I'm not entirely sure how that offense is going to fare. And then for Mission Bay, they just need to prioritize rebounds and assists. They use that size advantage against them.
I mean, but you see, if they can just get the ball and maneuver that ball around Mission Bay's size, I mean, that'd be the best opportunity for him. But communication in an enemy environment is tough. This place is packed out for their final game, and I know the seniors want to go out with a bang. So the home environment is going to make it tough on them, and the fans are not going to make it any easier.
UC gets possession of the ball, number 5. Dawa. Dribbling in. Pressured by Elliott. Floater. Unable to make it. DeWalt rebounds it. Tries to muscle it in. No foul. Number 33 gets the foul. And that was Wojnarowski.
Early mistakes cannot happen. Kevon Fitzpatrick, a first foul, giving UC the opportunity to strike first. While maybe not as major in basketball compared to football, it's still a slight momentum swing towards University City and Centurions' hopes of an upset.
For sure. I mean, besides Dylan Griffin, this team needs to start picking up their slack a little bit. He leads in almost every category. Doesn't mean that as we just see Mission Bay kind of use that size, but is blocked by Bawat. He's going to dribble it up the court now. Bawat sizing up his defender. Moving in, handing it off. He looks for someone to pass it to. He's stripped, and they maintain possession. Somehow, he's going to take a mid-range, and he's going to miss it. Wojnarowski almost with the rebound, but couldn't keep control of it. It's going to be Mission Bay. A lot of physicality so far for this Mission Bay team. Stripping the ball, almost getting the steal. If they were just able to control the ball for a little bit more, they would have had that steal.
I mean, I think physicality, especially getting steals, but like steals in the way where you say, "Give me that," and steal that from the guy's hands. I mean, you just gotta call out weight room and say you're bigger than that man and steal that orange ball away from him.
For sure. Elliott with the ball, lays it up. Awkward shot. That was blocked. Absolutely denied. And he will inbound the ball. Moses Elliott passing it out to Cruz. Cruz to 24. Cruz passing it to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick. Bad pass. Absolutely terrible pass. Abdullah will get it. This is where Abdullah shines. Second leading scorer. Unable to make it there. Normally he's a very good role player for this Centurion offense. As Cruz spins and makes it in to put them on the board. An absolute great layup to put Mission Bay ahead by 2. Ball deflected.
Interesting plays here. Excellent layup by De La Cruz to put Mission Bay on top. A very defensive-focused game throughout the first half of this period. These teams are really focused on making sure their side of the court stays locked down.
Bawat driving inside. He's going to take it, and he's going to make it to tie the game 2-2. A very good response by DeWatt.
Excellent focused drive by DeWatt.
Cruz with the ball now, sizing up his defender. He already had a good play, hands it off. Top of the key. Fitzpatrick wants it. He's going to drive inside, but he's not going to find an opening. He passes it back out to Cruz at the top of the key. He's dribbling, and he's fouled on the play. Some very marginal contact. I'm not sure I would have given that foul to him. But he definitely did what you said to do in Paul weight room on that guy.
Hey, I mean, when it comes down to it, raw strength is really all you need on the court to dominate. You know, sometimes it's handles, sometimes it's ball, but we might see a ball right here. Oh, never mind, brick.
Fitzpatrick unable to hold it, but Mission Bay gets the ball back. Fitzpatrick might gonna take it again. Reverse, up and in.
Excellent physicality, but excellent flow by the big man, able to sneak through the defender under him and get that sweet layup.
Yeah, and look at this. He loses it. He goes out, but he sees the other opportunity to go and take it.
Excellent play from left to right and up and in. Great play by number 23.
That was from Dylan Griffin. You guys see a lot of him. He's leading in almost every category in the team. And Cruz with a nice little floater.
But De La Cruz immediately responds with an excellent floater, putting the UC defenders in a little bit of a blender.
Cruz seems to be getting hot from the mid-range right now. Griffin with the ball. He doesn't like the shot. He's pressured by number 24. Griffin's going to size his Griffin gets the ball, but he doesn't like it. He has 4 seconds to shoot it. 2, 1. Count if it goes. And he's unable to draw iron. But it seems to be out on Mission Bay.
Disappointing possession by UC. You'd hope to get some points there, down by 2, but really, it's the early period. Maybe you can get some pressure off of yourself and try and get back into this game with a little bit more focus.
Cross-court pass from Fitzpatrick. Now with number 24, who has the ball. Moses Elliott. Back to Fitzpatrick. Back to Elliott. Elliott's going to drive inside, mid-range, and it's good.
Excellent pacing by Elliott. You can see the slight pauses as he gets that shot set up. Excellent driving.
He has very good patience, able to stop on a dime, wait for the defender to kind of move across him, and then take that shot. Gabriel, unable to keep it. Gabriel's going to lack on defense, and it will be offensive foul.
That was just Mission Bay's athleticism being shown there. The defenders were all over that attempted trickery by the UC attackers. You see that try and underhand pass, that little slip up to Griffin, and it just didn't work out. Defenders were all over it.
It will be the foul is actually on the Centurions, with Balderas taking the free throws. These will be Balderas' first shots of the night.
These free throws caused by that excellent defense on the previous possession. Balderas was able to really disrupt that University City attack, able to get down on the breakaway and cause the foul for hopefully UC's 9th point of the game.
Yeah, he bricked the first one, but was able to make the second one to push their lead up to 5 with 3 minutes left. But there's going to be a lane violation on University City. So it's going to be Mission Bay ball. Or it's going to be Centurion ball. No basket. So that cuts their lead down to 4. Absolutely pressured. Griffin. The number 44 up and in.
Excellent passing by University City. Able to get it to excellent passing by Griffin. Able to get it to number 44. Mandrell Jr., great play.
Fitzpatrick passing it to Cruz, passing it to Elliott. Elliott's going to drive inside, passing it to Achala, and he's going to get hard.
Whoa, man. Hey, get the pads and helmet on before you start hitting the Oklahoma drills, pal. A little bit too aggressive play by Mission Bay there, but still, maybe as a coach, me personally, I'd like to see that from my players. Get a little aggressive, make some plays on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was a little blocking foul. As Fitzpatrick, heartbreaker, in and out. That is very tough to see as a shooter. Abdullah with the ball, passing it out. 3 is no good. Cruz with the rebound.
Missed opportunity. That was a wide open green NBA shot on 2K. And then another missed opportunity right off the hands. Might need to hit the jugs machine.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick not able to fully control that ball. It was a good pass by Cruz, but he just wasn't ready. And that's going to be University City ball with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Dylan Griffin inbounding it to Bawat. The little trio of offense right there. Passing it to Bawat. He's going to take it up and in. Count if it goes, and it falls.
I mean, Abdullah there trying to really push his way through and show himself that he's really the big man on the court. But he's able to get a personal foul called, and he gets the chance to put 2. Scoring 2 here will tie the game with 2:27 left on the clock. What do you think that does for University City's hopes of an upset?
Well, they need to stop fouling. Wojnarowski's already at 2 fouls, and that's in the first quarter. That is terrible, because if he keeps at this pace, they're gonna lose their starting center, and that's gonna be very difficult to deal with if they really want to upset. But as of right now, they're only 1 point off from Mission Bay. It's Cruz with the ball, passing it to Newton. Newton trying to use that physical presence that we saw in warm-ups, but unable to make it to basket. He will shoot 2.
I mean, Caleb Newton, we saw this guy slamming dunks like it was easy work. I mean, he was slamming things into the basket like he had anti-gravity boots on, but he's unable to really show his physical activity there.
Yeah. Caleb Newton, his first shots of the game. See if he makes it. That was good.
Calm, relaxed environment here. It's almost too easy for Caleb Newton.
Yeah, this is his house. The cheerleaders from Mission Bay making their presence known. And he drills the second one.
No announcer jinx this time.
The Watt with the ball right now. Passing it to Abdullah. Abdullah's driving, kicks it out. He doesn't like the shot. Way cross-court pass that's no good. Griffin unable to get the rebound.
Abdullah to Kim, a long bomb and attempting to set up a great wide open pass. Cut short by a speedy reaction from the Mission Bay defense.
Yeah, Griffin was not able to get that rebound. It's been a strength of his previously. So like I said earlier, if he's getting a little bit cold from his statistics as he gets the rebound there, it's going to be very difficult for this Mission University City team. As Montrell makes it up and in for two.
Excellent spin setup to Chris Mandrell. What a great setup by this UC team. Playing technical and playing creative here. They might have a chance. 10-9. Mission Bay Buccaneers on top. Make it 10-12. Make it 9-12.
Yeah, Elliott with that, and you can see a lot of ball movement. I mean, look at this. They're passing it in and out and then driving in to get the open layup. Foul and the bucket and one for Abdullah. He's going to go to the line for a three-point conversion.
Excellent opportunity for UC to get on top here. The Centurions are looking great right now. Chris Mandrell Jr. has managed to get 4 points for his UC offense. I mean, everything seems to be going their way, but they just need to capitalize on their opportunities here.
For sure. I mean, Mission Bay already has 3 team fouls, 2 more, and they're in the bonus. So I would just prioritize driving to the paint more, maybe drawing a foul or 2 to get them in the bonus, and it's very dangerous in the first quarter nonetheless. Newton taking it from 3. He's going to swish it up in it.
Isaac Newton understanding gravity there with that shot. He's able to get number 44, Chris Mandrell, on his skates, backing up like he's a salsa dancer, and able to slam that shot in for 3.
Yeah, call him Curry. Look at this. All net. Very good from Cam Newton. Not only a physical presence, but a sharpshooter, too. As we see University City sharpshooter Dylan Griffin on the sideline. He's going to inbound the ball. Guarded by number 24, Moses Elliott. Very deep inbound to DeWatt. DeWatt's going to have to pass it back to Griffin. Griffin, top of the key. Sizes up to his defender. Putting him to work. Little Kyrie action. Blocked!
Dylan Griffin trying to shake something up, but he's immediately shut down by the Buccaneers.
Cam Newton's going to take his turn. Double teamed. Oh, silly mistake.
If that hits your hands, you got to reel that in. I mean, you had the chance to maybe get something going with that misdirection there, but it's okay. Try and capitalize on the next opportunity. You're still up by 3.
Yeah, that was Jojo Billette with the Butterfingers there, causing the turnover. Number 21, Jay Kim, with the ball right now. Abdullah drawing the foul. Very good off-ball pressure by University City right there.
Abdullah attracting the pressure of this Centurion defense there. He's able to get the ball from Kim, and immediately 2 defenders are able to swarm him but he's able to draw up the foul.
Yeah, very high IQ. When he sees the double team, he's just going to take it to them and try to draw that foul, which is what he did. He's very unlucky that it wasn't a shooting foul. If it was, he would be going to the line.
Unlucky. Abdullah commanding his team to lock in. A missed opportunity. He was able to draw a foul, but it goes off of one of his teammates' hands, and it's immediately back into Buccaneer hands.
Yeah, the Buccaneers have been looking pretty good right now. They've had a lot of control over this ball. They look like as Cam Newton. That shot will not go. And Mission Bay will be up by 3 as it's 15-12, Mission Bay.
I mean, so far, I've seen a lot of just great defense from these two teams. Abdullah is trying to get this team together and kind of get something together with himself and Griffin. I mean, this team is on the cusp of a great opportunity here. I mean, they're keeping it close in enemy territory here. While it's not as loud as I would have hoped for, senior night, this crowd has yet to come into the environment. When do you think that'll start to happen?
Oh, I think later in the game, fourth quarter, if it's still this close, I mean, you're going to hear that crowd really explode because as their senior night, it's really important to these kids to be able to ball out. And the crowd, I mean, everyone here has got to do their part, and the crowd's got to do theirs eventually. But what I'm looking at the Centurions, I'm kind of frustrated because they're not giving Dylan Griffin open looks. I mean, they're not doing pick and rolls. They're not screening for him. They're just trying to give him the ball and hope that he goes to work, which he has, but he hasn't gotten as many opportunities as he does in other games. Remember, this guy's a 22-point-per-game type of player with 11 rebounds. He should be able to get a lot more open looks from his team, and they haven't been doing that.
I mean, we'll see as the coaches game plan with their players if they can scheme up some more open shots for their best players.
In the game right now is Billette driving inside, awkward, and Abdullah's gonna get the rebound. Abdullah taking the 3 ball, it's no good, rebounded by 32. Play Garang. Newton's gonna drive inside, but he's not gonna make it. Rebound. And it's up and in from number 11, Paulo Balderas.
Excellent putback by Paul Darris, the big man, number 11, for able to grab that ball and put it right back where it belongs, into the UC bucket.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about this Mission Bay team. They have multiple bigs. We have Durang, and then they have Balderas, and they have a really good front court. And Newton driving inside right now, and you see that offense go to work with Garang. Just laying it up and in to extend their lead to 7.
Newton, 6'3", 6'4", but moving like he's 6 foot wide receiver out there. Able to get set up, Garang for an easy, nice, and smooth score.
Foul on Griffin. Yeah, let's just look at this very good pass. I mean, low pass, you want that there, and it was a dime straight to his hands. And with passes like that, it's easy for the guy to just go and up and put it in the bucket.
These teams tied on fouls. I mean, from a mistake standpoint, you can't really have that happen, especially if it's the second period. But so far, UC is kind of starting to let this ball game get away from them. A few more scores and it might start to get real ugly.
For sure. Tyson Harris hasn't made too much noise yet for this University City team as Newton pulls up for a midi, in and out. He's had a couple of those. Unable to get it. He's going to the top of the key. And it's going to be Elliott. Newton's shot will not count.
Even if it didn't count, it's still a light warm-up for Newton. He's been understanding gravity now. It's like he sees the arcs like he's a 2K character. Everything is just green in him. 99's all off the board. But just, man, I think we can see more of this. We can expect to see more of this guy in his three-point shooting.
For sure, he's a physical presence in the paint, and then he's dangerous midcourt. You see a lot of double teams from him, that Mission Bay seems to be putting on him. So it's just really telling of his offensive potential and how Mission Bay treats him so far.
I mean, despite that, he's still able to bring out fouls and still get the ball back into Buccaneer hands. I mean, this guy's a real key player, a real high IQ player. This guy knows what to do in every situation, and that's why he's a leader on the court.
Yeah, for sure. He's pretty much everywhere. Trying to ball out for a senior night. I mean, last home game. There seems to be a issue right now with the board. Seems we have lost power to the board. Oh, it's back. That's why you saw the little delay of game. But I'm sure all these players just want to check ball and play some basketball.
These teams both swept by St. Augustine, who won the City Western League. I mean, you wouldn't really expect that considering Mission Bay is such a highly ranked squad. But despite that, both of these teams have. Oh my God! Number 11, Pablo Balderas, putting the slam jam. Thank you, ma'am, into this game. Great dunk by number 11.
On his head, as they say. But yeah, I mean, Mission Bay's loss against St. Augustine was a real heartbreaker. As Abdullah, do we practice that shot? As Newton gets the rebound, he's going to dribble it up the court. Newton driving inside, lays it up and in. He is everywhere.
Newton stretching out for that score. It's starting to look real ugly with the Buccaneers so close to being able to basically double UC's score right now. UC's really hoping to avoid a repeat of the January 24th incident, 81-39.
Yeah, they do not want that to happen again. And in that replay, you saw O'Neal just begging for the ball. But they're, so that's going to be important for later in the game. They're going to have to get some open looks for other teammates. I mean, O'Neal was very open in the corner. He was practically on his knees begging for it, but they would not give it to him. So it's just another aspect of this University City team that they're going to have to unlock in order to beat the more physically imposing Mission Bay team. Mission Bay currently leading by 11 right now. Score is 23-12.
This home environment is relaxed and comfortable. I mean, it doesn't really seem like University is really putting the pressure on them. Looking at them from my place in the stands right now, it doesn't seem like UC's really into this game. They don't really seem to have a fire coming from their bench. It almost feels like the energy from their team has been almost zapped by this high-flying Mission Bay Buccaneer offense.
Yeah, Griffin, I mean, pretty objectively, the best player on their team has just been very quiet this game. So he's going to start to, he needs to get it going if they want to come back in this game. As Bawat passes to Griffin, Griffin's going to, they're just going to go back and forward to bring it up the court. Back to Bawat, the two-man game, passing it out. O'Neal, three ball. And that's why they didn't pass it to him the first time. But Griffin's going to take it and lay it in. Cam Newton with the inbound pass.
Left wide open by the over pursuit. Wide open green shot, but is able to, but misses it somehow. But Griffin's able to clean up his teammate's mistake.
If you beg for that shot, as we saw in the previous play, you have to make it. So it's one of those things where you want it, but do you deserve it? As we saw, as we see the two-man game from Bawat and Griffin going up the court, it seems to be turnover by the Centurions. It's going to be Mission Bay ball.
Hudson, one of his first times on the court. You don't want to make a mistake that early, but hopefully he's able to shake it off.
Ooh, almost a steal from Bawat. But Barrett's going to bring it back. Mission Bay ball still.
Continuing to turn the ball over on their own side of the court is not going to help. I really hope they know that and read that part of the rule book. But today, I mean, it's just been Mission Bay focused. Number 11, Pablo Balderas, and number 1, Caleb Newton, have really just been putting their energy and putting their presence on UC.
Perez checks back in the game. He has the ball right now. Had some good shooting earlier. He's going to take Bawat to work. Pass it out. Elliott gets the ball. But no basket. 7-second violation. Normally violations result in technical, but I think it's different for high school rules. As we see some great defense by University City. That would have been 3 buckets if the whistle hadn't been called, so they're pretty lucky there. Griffin facilitating offense. As Abdullah looks for Bawat. See O'Neal begging for the ball again. And Cruz. Cruz is going to block that and it's going to stay Centurion ball. Deflects it out. Pretty aggressive from both teams so far, but I would just love if Centurion drives more to the basket. Tries to draw a foul. 8 seconds left. O'Neal takes the mid-range. Oh, 0 for 2 so far.
I mean, so far it's been kind of lights out by UC as, oh my, number 32, Clay Kerrang, trying to hit the three-point corner jumper as it bounces out. I mean, I would at this point, so high up, would you allow your players to be able to take risky shots like that?
I think in a game like this, you kind of have to. It's important to use everyone on the court, but if you're going to be calling for the ball, you got to be prepared to make it. Traveling violation from Mission Bay.
Attempting to set up that same shot here. I think Mission Bay is really just trying to flex their muscles as they get prepared for the playoffs. I mean, you see here, despite being a top 25 team, is just not matching up well with Mission Bay and their size and speed. I mean, they've got 6'4", 6'3" players moving like they're 6 foot, 5'10", 5'11" shooting guards.
For sure. O'Neal's going to try again. He's going to look for Bawat. Bawat's going to drive around. O'Neal with the ball, and he's stripped. Absolutely horrendous night for him so far, but the Centurions still have the ball. It's going to be, ball's going to be in the hands of Griffin. Griffin out to Abdullah. Abdullah pressured by 3 guys, and he's not going to be able to. Fitzpatrick with the rebound who checked back in.
Buccaneer able to flex his muscles. Defense on display here as Abdullah is easily boxed out by 3 Buccaneers.
Mission Bay calling for a timeout, but unable to get it as Elliott manages to be scrappy.
Elliott nonchalant getting the ball as he prepares to facilitate this offense.
Stolen. Back by Fitzpatrick. Stolen again for Griffin. Griffin's just going to.
Griffin upset by the call. I mean, he's really doing his all of this game. He's really been all over the court. I can give the guy props, man. As a player, he's really just been putting the heart into this game, and I know how it feels, buddy. But you just really hope you can figure some kind of turnaround with your teammates.
For sure. Cam's going to nonchalantly pass it to the corner. Fitzpatrick with the ball right now. He's looking inside. He's going to go up, drill it. Can't penetrate the D. O'Neal gets the rebound.
Abdullah out. O'Neal in. Well, let's see what O'Neal can do his first time on the court.
The Watt with the ball right now. Very underrated role player for this UC team. And foul on Griffin. He's going to go to the sideline to inbound it again.
I mean, would you like that call as the UC coach here?
I think yes, because you get to set up your offense. You need to get planned. They're looking a little bit sporadic. They don't have that clear of a plan. They're just moving the ball around a lot. So be able to. It's also good to check in players and check out some players to hopefully mix up the rotation to open up an opportunity for them on the offensive side.
Abdullah and Mandrell in. Hudson and O'Neal out as they get their best players fresh. Do you think they're preparing for some kind of attack as the second period begins to close out, especially with rest coming up so soon?
I think the goal for the UC should be just to get it within single digits. They're already within 9, but if they could get it within 5, I think that's a win for the Centurions against this really physically imposing team.
I mean, you don't want to lose momentum going into the half. At least you barely have enough as it is. But look at that physical, imposing play by number 10, but no basket called by the refs.
I'm not sure I agree with that. He was in the act of shooting, and if it's going to be it won't be a shooting foul, but I guess they think that the foul was committed way before the shot happened, but it looked almost as like he was in the act of shooting it, so I'm not sure. Balderas going to work, passing it out to Newton. Newton's going to dribble around. He's going to take it from deep, unable to drill it.
Interesting play by Newton. I wonder if coach allowed him to do that. But you wonder, despite his gravity calculating abilities, do you think he calculated that shot?
I mean, he's made it from deep, but not that deep, so I think he was just a little heat check from him.
Excellent physical play by Chris Griffin, able to get the foul called on him and get the N1. I mean, this guy, he's really been all over the court today. Still, he's not been able to really do all of it for his team and pick up his teammates' slack. He's really been one of the only people scoring on this UC offense along with Abdullah.
Dylan Griffin's going to take that shot to hopefully turn it into a 6-point deficit, and he makes it. Centurions down by 6. Newton passes out. Cruz with the ball right now. He's been very good this game. Cruz is going to float it up, and he gets it to drop. Cruz has been very good driving inside and causing this floater. I mean, you can see by the replay. He sizes up his defender, sees the open lane, attacks, and drives, and it's stolen. The ball was stolen by
UC quickly shut down by the Buccaneers. Oh, but it's stolen right back by UC. Quick breakaway.
Griffin. Pump fake. Oh, unable to make it. He's been so off tonight. He needs to be better at that. Cruz with the ball. One defender. Poster. Oh, blocked.
Doinks him on the head, but is able to get the ball all the way back out to Newton at the top. Ooh, excellent defensive back play there. Hey, man, you want to sign for the New York Giants?
The Lakers need a center right now. But, yeah, I mean, well, Darius just wasn't able to get that shot off. I mean, if I was him, maybe I would do a little pump fake, try to get him to bite on that, but there's little you can do. As Newton dribbles it up, he's going to dribble it around. He's going to go attack the glass, make it in.
Newton, excellent ball control there, able to pick up the ball right as the defender tries to dive in to take it from him. He's able to put that ball up between 4 defenders. Amazing plays by Newton.
Yeah, so Mission Bay is going to extend the lead to 10 as Bawat has the ball right now. 21 seconds left on the clock. Abdullah fouled. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Abdullah, if he's able to put the pressure on and get the Centurions down by 8, I mean, this period has not gone how we, or at least UC has hoping to put the game maybe close by 5. It seems that these teams are separated suddenly by 10.
For sure. I mean, Abdullah's been pretty good so far, being able to draw fouls, and points are points. So, but you got to connect on that. Got to connect. This University City team is not the best free throw shooting team, so that's going to be another aspect of their game. They're going to have to be on point tonight. Abdullah's second shot misses. Fitzpatrick with the rebound given to Cruz. He's going to dribble it up the court. Cruz looking for maybe Newton. It's going to go to Barrett. Barrett's going to dribble around. Out to Newton. Newton from deep, unable to draw iron.
Excellent movement by number 12. Pablo Balderas able to set Newton up with a clean shot. Disappointing not being able to make it, but still, the ability to just get yourself open and be able to do it consistently is what's most important here. If they're able to do that, but actually finish the job here, it might get worse than what UC hoped for.
For sure, this is a good opportunity with 6 seconds left. Maybe the Centurions can go in the bag a little bit and make something happen. Seems to be a wet spot on the court right now. Dylan Griffin looking to inbound the ball. And you see right there, number 4-2, Abdullah, right alongside him. And Griffin is going to inbound it to Bawat. Bawat, time's ticking. And a block snuffed. Absolutely mossed on that play.
Absolutely blocked by Balderas there. Great play by number 11 to just deny the score. Oh, sorry. Just a kind of a statement by Mission Day. A great play by Balderas. I mean, wow. Denied. And I think, in a nutshell, that is a summary of UC's performance tonight.
Yeah, for sure. That shot wouldn't have counted anyway, but, I mean, just the mentality they had and not being able to even allow shots that wouldn't have counted, that just shows their resolve. And going into halftime with leading by 10, we'll see you when halftime is over. Mission Bay Buccaneers up by 10. Centurions looking to improve during the second half. We'll see you later. I'm Edward Waller.
And I'm Valentin Rennes. See you in a bit.
Diego Unified School District game of the week with the University City Centurions versus the Mission Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers currently up by 10. Buccaneers 27-17. How do you think the offense for both teams has been so far?
I mean, for now, UC has been absolutely boxed in, as they say, by Mission Bay's defense. Balderas has been a standout, able to get several blocks and really have just been able to really just show what the Buccaneers mean. I mean, just before the end of the half, shutting down Abdullah's attempt at a last-minute point score. I think that's just the antithesis and just the summary of just this entire game.
Yeah, University City has not found a clear offensive rhythm yet. They scored 12 points in the first quarter and 5 points in the second quarter. 5 points. That's not great. So if they want to come back against the Mission Bay Buccaneers, they're going to have to be a lot more aggressive, and they're going to have to get in the paint a lot more and actually find an offensive rhythm, which they haven't been able to do so far.
Offensive rhythm is really key, being able to seamlessly switch between offense and defense while also having success with both sides of the ball. I mean, UCS seems to be arguing or even just discussing with some of the refs here. I mean, would you blame the refs for their performance tonight?
I think the refs have been pretty good. Do I think some of their fouls were a little, exaggerated? Yeah, but that's just the nature of basketball. As Dylan Griffin checks it back into Bawat. Bawat's going to take it to Cruz. Cruz has been good too. Great defender. I think he has a steal. Back to Griffin. Griffin hasn't been the best tonight. But if they want to come back, he's going to have to start going off. Pass it to Abdullah. Abdullah's been on. He's just going to take it from deep and drill it.
Excellent shot by Abdullah. Straight snipe shot. That's a long-range sniper shot. Abdullah hoping to provide more impact to his team right now. Has two field goals, 1 3-pointer. He's really just hoping to perform.
Newton absolutely falls on that guy on his head, and he goes up and in. Great answer by Newton. Griffin is going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line.
Excellent passes, though. Able to open up that ball for Griffin. Griffin already the leading scorer on this team. You would hope that he's automatic with these two. You scratch that, they're going to be able to pass it in.
Yeah, I think they downgraded that to just a take foul. So Bawat is going to inbound the ball right now. See Abdullah out there too. Wojnowski, who has 2 fouls, also has 2 fouls, so foul trouble might be something to pay attention to. Griffin wants it. He's going to have it. He's going to take it to Cruz. He's going to put some work on him, but he doesn't want it. He's going to pass out to Abdullah. Abdullah to the Bawat. Bawat, Abdullah to Kim. Kim inside to Griffin. Griffin's going to pass it. Great pass. Couldn't finish on that play.
Griffin and Abdullah providing to become an excellent combo. A 1-2 punch for the UC Centurions. Not able to get it done there. I've noticed the Ohio State man in the crowd here. You wonder if that's a scout. Maybe he's looking at one of these impressive players here tonight.
For sure. If I'm looking at players right now that have just stood out to me this game, it's Balderas and Caleb Newton, just on the offensive and defensive side. I mean, Newton is able to score from everywhere. He's a big that can shoot the 3-ball. That's very rare. You see people who can do that. Griffin has been good too, but Balderas has just been very physically imposing.
I'll play devil's advocate here. Abdullah, Mandel Jr., and Griffin have all been standouts for UC so far, able to put up points. With the score starting to close in with 7 points separating these two teams, you wonder if UC is preparing for something big here, a big offensive push.
For sure, as you see Dylan just take it. He's blocked.
No foul. Strange call there by the refs. But Buccaneers' hands directly in Griffin's face.
That foul should have been on Garang. And the Bucks are able to respond. Just Barrett able to take it. Timeout, University City.
Abdullah and his coach. Coach calling timeout for him real quick. Abdullah, a bit upset, maybe thinking he can make something out of that. I mean, the coach for UC, what do you think's going through his mind right now?
I've been liking the aggression from UC and the rebounding. They're rebounding really good. Griffin able to drive. It was just really unfortunate he was unable to draw the foul there. But I like where they've cut into their lead, albeit by one. But they have been able to put some big shots up and make them fall. It's just Mission Bay is also coming out with similar intensity. So if they just keep this for the rest of the game, Mission Bay is going to have a hard time.
A low-scoring game of basketball in the third period. Both of these defenses have seemingly showed out tonight, but the Buccaneers have just been on top tonight, and there's no other way to put it around. The defense for the Buccaneers has been standout with Pablo Balderas, and Caleb Newman just showing themselves out to this crowd here. On senior night, this is exactly what you plan for, and this is exactly what you hope to do.
For sure, and Fitzpatrick also has some good plays, some good offensive rebounds. As you see the pressure by Barrett, he's been good too. Cruz taking on Gabriel, that seems to be his main assignment for tonight. Garang able to just moss that, got all ball, but still going to be a Centurion ball.
Balderas and Grillang combining on Kim for the defensive play, but the ball falls back in secure hands with the foul.
Watt out, kick it, shots off.
Kim left open, green play, wide open for the shot, but it's going to bounce off the rim for Mission Bay ball. Newton's going to be able to take it back in. Dangerous. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, he might have to get back in the lab for that one. As Cruz gets the ball, he's going to dribble it. Cruz facilitating right now. Newton driving, kicks it out. Kicks to Beret. Balderas to the rim for two. Absolutely great ball movement, able to pass it. Beret has been very good this game.
Pablo Balderas clean all game, able to put up 6 for his team. He's performing pretty great for a big man, but able to respond is number 5, Bawat. Matthias Bawat.
Bawat able to respond pretty aggressively. I mean, he's been a key role player for tonight, able to pass it. As Balderas, normally he's green from that spot, but unable to make it there. To Abdullah, Abdullah, 3, and it's good.
Abdullah's left open in the transition period. Abdullah seemingly dangerous when left open, but he's able to miss some opportunities. I mean, it's consistency that really matters in the long run, and when you're not able to succeed when the chance is given to you, you just can't be on the court. Abdullah there succeeds.
Yeah, Griffin, Abdullah, and Bawat have been a pretty terrific trio so far. I mean, they've been able to cut this lead to 5. Halving that at the beginning of a quarter, that's going to be great going into the fourth. I mean, they just need to keep this type of intensity for the rest of the game.
I mean, an upset here does wonders for your playoff seeding, especially when playoff seeding especially when Max Prep's playoff algorithm really emphasizes strength of schedule. I know this for a fact. In fact, during the football season, St. Augustine's team, 0-10, still makes the playoffs and wins the 3-3 CIF championship. Despite it, even with a losing record, a 12-14, number 23 Centurions can really use a win over a top 10 team.
Yeah, Mission Bay is currently 53rd in California among basketball teams, while University City is ranked 257. That's 200 spots below, and the Centurions seem to just not care about that and to play ball. Ooh, denied by Griffin, but that's going to be a foul.
Mission Bay, number 5 in San Diego. I mean, you can just tell just the kind of like the skill difference and the intensity, but honestly, you see a scrappy underdog in this fight as they continue. I mean, they've shown a response to adversity before. A great loss, honestly, 84-80 overtime to number 14 Mira Mesa, and a great win, 56-54 against number 18 Madison. I mean, you can see it in their schedule. I mean, they've done it before, and they're able to perform under pressure. They've done it once, but they've lost it twice. And you're hoping, as a UC fan, that they can just pull it off one last time.
Yeah, I mean, I always root for underdogs here, but I mean, this Mission Bay has just been, they found an offensive rhythm, they found a tempo to work at. And we see Newton, players like Balderas and Cruz able to perform at pretty good as Griffin drives inside. Reverse layup, it's going to hit the side of the rim. That was a good play by Griffin, but there needs to be spots open for the rest of his team to have looks too. Ooh, on the floor. That's embarrassing.
Balderas attracting the eyes of scouts right now with an amazing game. Able to bully number 33. Able to bully number 33 for the Centurions. Big man spots here.
Beautiful discipline by Griffin, able to just keep it for that split second longer to wait for the defender to go straight over him, cutting their deficit to 6 now. Barrett passes to Cruz, Cruz to Barrett. Back to Cruz. They're leaving Cruz open. Balderas reverse. He's not Luka.
Balderas, you wonder if he practiced that. Maybe getting a little too confident there, pal. Maybe, but his team is able to quickly respond and get it back for him. But Newton's immediately pressured.
Newton just driving. Ooh, that would have been a poster, but the dunk is off. That would have been insane. The crowd would have just gone erupted.
Newton was almost able to get the crowd to its feet with that play. So close to an absolutely incredible play. Mission Bay is just really flexing its muscles here, proving why it belongs in the top 5 for San Diego.
It was good defense on the Centurions to note a foul right there, because a foul like that sends the crowd into a frenzy, and then they get momentum. So I think that was a good foul by the Centurions to get. A flop warning has just been issued to University City, to Wojnarowski, who flopped on that play from Balderas.
I mean, the defense for University City has really improved since their last matchup on the 24th. 36-30 compared to an 81 points given up in their last matchup. I mean, do you think they focused on that and improving their defense coming up to this matchup?
Yeah, I think all I'm seeing right now is defense. I mean, their offense is, in my opinion, it looks like it's struggling. But it's only a 7-point lead for Mission Bay, despite being 200 places higher in the rankings. So it's got to be that defense just keeping them to such a close game.
In the grand scheme of basketball, 7 points isn't that much. 2 threes and 1 2, and you're already up by 1. You just need to keep clean, easy defensive possessions and execute efficiency on offense. But you can't have that happening as UC is gonna give the ball up to Mission Bay, tumbling out of Griffin's hands. You just can't have that when you're down in an enemy territory.
Durang to Cruz. Cruz been really solid tonight as a role player and ball handler. He's going to pass it to Newton. Newton to Durang. Durang's going to take it, but he's fouled on the play. Mission Bay crowd upset by that. Durang, the other big for this Mission Bay team, he's going to be going to the line to take 2.
The UC's coach conversing with the ref, trying to figure out what went wrong for his UC's there to give up that easy 2 shots. He's gonna easily put that in. One bounce and it's through the net. A great performance, a great team performance, honestly. UC has really been well ironed out on all sides. It's like they've been practicing this for a while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even though they cut the lead to 5 at one point, the lead that Mission Bay has is 9, so they don't want Mission Bay to run away with this. They want to hopefully answer right here as Griffin does a little reverse.
Griffin giving him, allowing mercy on a Mission Bay defender. He could have really put him on a poster right there. He was able to reverse it in for 2. Close the score by 7.
Yeah. Newton doing his best Michael Jordan impression to take a mid-range, but he's not able to connect. Griffin's going to dribble it up, kicks it out. Kim unable to make it. Garang with the rebound.
Missed opportunity. Griffin is really, oh my God, excellent plays by Griffin. Spins out of contact, able to pass it to a teammate who misses the shot, but is able to say, you know what, I will do it myself. Able to put it up for his own teammate. easily get the 2 points. It's going to be 39-34, Mission Bay on top.
Yeah, I mean, he saw 3 guys and stripped the ball from both of them and was able to draw the foul. That's what the scouts are looking for. They're looking for hustle mentality. They're going to look for, even if the play's over and it looks like, oh, I got to get back on defense, you need to keep pressuring. And we saw that, and it just worked beautifully for Griffin.
If you want to be noticed, you got to be the guy on your team. Griffin's really showing out. You can see it in his just his body language. He's exhausted, hands on his hips, his chest heaving. Both of these both Abdullah and Griffin, these guys have been really powerful. A great duo. UC, I mean, give them credit. These 2 players have really kept UC's chances of an upset afloat.
Yeah, Abdullah DeWatt, as Balderas checks back in for Mission Bay. Let's see how they respond to that. But Griffin's going to take
the chance to cut the lead down even further. We'll see if he hits it here. Able to sink it in.
smallest deficit of the night. Centurions coming back. They've been having a good run. This is a very important defensive play to stop, because if they stop him here, the entire flow of the game could go for University City right now. Mid-range is no good. Rebounded by DeWatt.
Excellent rebounding plays there. Able to get the ball away from Mission Bay defenders. Quickly trying to get the ball back into their hands. Great play. Hopefully they can perform.
Griffin sizing up his defender. Falls again. He's always on the floor, it seems like. As for what?
Oh, Griffin banged up by that last fall, grabbing his chest and on his hands and knees. We hope the young man's okay. He's been a key player on this University City offense. Gripping his abdomen in pain.
Yeah, that was a hard fall. I mean, it looked like he fell on the guy's knee. That does not feel good. No padding too.
I mean, he's been putting his body on the line. You can see it. You can see it in his language. You can see it in his body language. He loves his team. He's really showing it out right now. We hope the young man's okay. Just in pain. I know what it feels like to be down on the ground like that, man. It sucks.
His team's helping him up right now. And he's on his feet, still looking gassed. He might check out for a couple minutes right here.
I mean, as the UC coach, what do you think that does to the game plan and the chances of any kind of comeback?
I think now you just have to move the intensity over to another player. You saw Abdullah is really good at maintaining possession of the ball. He's been good at being a ball handler. So maybe you have him just run your offense instead of Griffin, because it seems like Griffin's getting the ball in every play. But it is going to be interesting to see how University City responds to that.
Hudson checks in for Griffin here. You really hope for an easy response, but it's going to be taken away by Isaac Newton.
And Ochawa.
Ochala displaying dominance there. Excellent play by Mission Bay.
Yeah, for sure. That was on the defender's head too. That was great by the big man. Abdullah passing it down, makes it up and in. Good response. Lead is still 4.
Game beginning to inch closer, 37-41. UC's hopes for an upset. UC's praying for an upset. Coach clearly upset by that call, stomping the ground in anger. You just hope for something better. But here we go. Number 23, Griffin, seemingly better, is waiting in the wings for a chance to come back onto the court.
Yeah, he still looks kind of gassed. His head's down. He's breathing heavy. But if he's on the floor, he's on the floor for a reason. So this might be a part of his game. He might just be that much of a dog that he's coming in on such short notice, that Kobe-like mentality. And we see Elliott inbound the ball after he was bullied and throws it out.
Interesting choice by University City to not allow one of their best players to rest for a little bit after taking such a hard fall. So here we go, Mission Bay, Newton facilitating this defense, getting ready for something big.
Yeah, almost a backcourt violation. Newton's going to be double-teamed, pressured, and stolen.
That pressure by Kim. Oh, but a bad mistake by number 5.
DeWatt is furious with himself.
Watt is furious with himself there. Yeah, head in his hands. You can't make that mistake after such a great defensive play.
Yeah, that was a dime from Griffin, too. I mean, you just see his presence being instantly felt back in the offense. Newton takes it. Foul called. Shot won't go. Offensive foul. Seems to be an illegal screen, it looks like. Griffin's going to inbound the ball. I mean, you can just see it on his face. Fourth team foul for Mission Bay. They're 2 away from the bonus. You just see it on Griffin's face. He is tired. Coach's warning has been issued to Mission Bay. Seems they're very upset about the calls. Bawat to Griffin. Still at backcourt. Kim. Dribbling it. Hands it off to Griffin. Griffin turns around. Good pass. Oh!
Heartbreaker there. Excellent play by Griffin to set up Monroe Jr. for the score. You really hope that can just go one way. But you can hear the crowd is starting to really get into it as the game begins to come down to the wire. You can hear the Mission Bay fans hurling insults at these UC team.
Yeah, Griffin kind of changed up his game a little bit, focused more on creating opportunities for his team. On previous plays, he probably would have just taken that shot, but he decided to pass it to Mandrell. And Mandrell's able to connect for the first one and unable to make second one. Griffin with the rebound and fouled again. Absolutely incredible play by him.
Mandrell's first free throw of the night was able to get one of Mandrell's first main free throws of the night. Griffin is able to quickly get his hands back on it. A hopeful, aggressive play by the UC Centurions here to try and get their hopes alive. 25 seconds left on the clock, but it seems that gamble succeeds as Dylan Griffin's able to get 2 shots.
Yeah, I mean we've seen upsets before as Griffin misses his first shot, very uncharacteristic of them. Yeah, he's gonna walk that off. Hopefully his second one's a little bit better.
University City crowd starting to spike up that court pulse, being able to start to slam, but it has no effect on Griffin. 22 seconds in drain.
Cruz, ISO to Newton. Newton's been amazing this quarter. Back to Cruz. Cruz top of the key. To Newton. Newton's going to take a 3. Just off. Bawat to Kim. Kim's going to float it. Unable. Off his head.
Kim really hopeful for an opportunity here. Here's the coach here, hoping and calling for a 1 here. I think he's trying to set up his team for just an easy shot, easy score. 0.7 seconds left on the clock here.
Yeah, but what? Griffin, 3 ball.
Oh my God! Griffin able to put it up and easily, not even, almost effortlessly put the Centurions up by 1 point as the period 3 ends. 41-42. The Centurions take their first lead of the game at the end of the 3rd period.
Yeah, the way Griffin didn't really care about the shot clock was really tough of him, and he was able just to bank that shot and to give them the lead at the end of the quarter. That was absolutely amazing by him.
Nonchalant alpha aura there, man. I mean, you can just really tell that it was just no effort to him. It gives me actual chills.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing by University City. Come back after the half, reevaluate themselves, and to say, let's just get an offensive rhythm. Let's run the offense through Griffin. If Griffin's not available, let's pass it out to some of these other guys. And we saw, Bawat, yeah, we saw UC score their highest quarter with 25 compared to Mission Bay's 14. Still not a bad quarter by Mission Bay, but just an absolute, just dominant performance by University City in that quarter.
Players gather on the court to be something discussed by the ref. Probably as this game comes to a close, he wants good sportsmanship here. 41-42. This is a close game, especially on senior night. This ending can be something that dreams are made of. That every kid dreaming in their bed, hoping to make something happen on one of the final games of their high school career. As Newton prepares to put this ball back in bounds for the final period.
For sure, we see Newton on the sideline. A lot of violations given out by the refs this game, especially to the coaches and players. So I'm assuming the refs are talking to all the players right now, just getting them on the same page and say, hey, look, I know it's a very emotionally charged game for you, but let's just keep it clean and let's keep it good. As Caleb Newton stands on the sideline waiting to inbound the ball. Elliott with the ball right now, top of the key. To Cruz. Cruz is going to drive. And one.
Dela Cruz, excellent plays there. Easily able to slide through a honestly exhausted University City defense and able to put the home team up by 2. By 1, 43-42. Buccaneers on top.
Abdullah currently has 4 fouls right now. He's in foul trouble, so one more from him, and he's looking to be subbed out soon. So very costly by this UC. They could tie it up right here.
UC cannot afford to lose any more of their impact players. They've already got Griffin hurt earlier in the third period. They cannot afford to lose Abdullah too, a part of their 1-2 combo, 23 and number 4.
Yeah, Griffin's back right now, but you can just see on his face he's dealing with something, and he's just playing through it. He's on the sideline right now. In the game too is Kim. Kim has been a good role player, passing it out. Some great ball movement from this University City. For Watt to Griffin. They get a Wojnowski. Or Wadowski. For Watt to Griffin. Griffin, pass it. Wadowski can't make it up and in. Griffin, another rebound. He's going to take it. He's going to get his own rebound. He is everywhere.
Griffin trying to put the team on his back, but it isn't able to work out. Really getting 3 rebounds in a row, but still no points.
Yeah, he would have gotten another one if Balderas didn't rip it out of his hands right there. You see Elliott with the ball, guarded by Kim, to Cruz, to Durang. Durang, stolen by Griffin.
Griffin able to break away one-on-one, easily able to pass it to Kim for the layup. High IQ, high awareness play. Easily able to put that big paw out, grab that ball, and set up a scoring play.
Good play by Kim, too. Able to read that, hey, Griffin doesn't have an open look to the basket. I'm probably going to get the ball right here, and he was ready for it, and he was able to do a nice little floater up and in to put them back ahead.
Second personal for Matias here. Mission Bay prepares to put this ball back in bounds. Correction, third personal. Mission Bay here, hoping to set something up and put the nail in the coffin.
Throw a little bit off from Durang to Newton right now. Cruz, 20 seconds left on the clock. Newton's going to drive inside, and he's going to dunk it on his head.
Newton comes in from downtown and puts the hammer on University City, trying to put something insane on tape here. The Mission Bay fans calling it glorious, and I might agree with them. I'm going to be honest with you, Twin.
Yeah, that was just a really great play. And he gets the rebound again. Oh. Cruz. Kick ball.
Competing there right there. Shot clock resets, a kick ball. I mean, this game is really getting closer to the wire. 5:57 left, 45-44, and Buccaneers winning. It's the fourth period today, and I think the pressure's starting to increase on the Buccaneers to perform.
Who do you think has been the bigger impact player? As Moses Elliott makes it up and in, who do you think has been the bigger impact player, Caleb Newton or Griffin?
I think Caleb Newton has really been all over the court from the three-point line to the mid-range to the short range. He's able to he's put it all on tape from the dunks to the long-range sniper shots. I mean, he's really just been all over the court and really been the main contributor to a high-flying Buccaneer offense.
Yeah, I mean, Griffin also has had some good plays too, really putting his body out there, even to his detriment. Fourth foul for Wadowski. So now UC has 2 players in foul trouble right now as Elliott goes to the line. Mission Bay currently up by 3 right now, trying to extend that lead to 4, maybe 5. These free throws are very crucial as we get into the final 5 minutes of the game.
Wadowski comes in for Abdullah here. With the clock ticking, you think that UC would want to get their best players on the court, but maybe they're saving Abdullah up for a late stage push to try and take the win in the final seconds of this game.
Yeah, and there might be stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about. Maybe they trust Radowski to make more defensive stops there. We see both of them in right now. Mandrell.
Wadowski steps off the court. Abdullah is right back in. I think as University City gets their best players on the court, they're preparing for some sort of final push.
Durang not happy about that play. Seems to be out on him.
Crowd laying on the booze. Especially, it sucks to be a ref, especially when calling plays against the home crowd, because stuff like that can happen, man. And I'd be scared going into the parking lot.
Yeah. Griffin to Kim. Kim floats it. Unable to make it. Rebound. Balderas. Balderas to Cruz. Cruz back to Cruz. To Newton. That duo has just been a key offensive weapon for this Mission Bay team. Cruz is just going to get snuffed but fouled.
Just for fun, lays it in for two, even if it's not going to count. Might as well get the shotting practice in. As Dela Cruz prepares to set himself up for success here. I mean, this performance really, I think we can credit this Buccaneers Buccaneers success to really the entire team, starting with Caleb Newton and Pablo Balderas.
Balderas getting his own rebound, guarded by three guys, but fouled. There's going to be no basket on that. Balderas is just dripping with sweat, putting in the work. Although that shot will not count, he will be going to shoot two, though, to try to extend that lead even further.
Centurion foul number 44, personal 15 foul.
Pablo Balderas would take two shots. His first one from the big man is off. He looks pretty gassed. I mean, if I'm honest, he needs rest. I mean, you can just see it.
Responsible for 11 points tonight. I mean, this player has really been all over the court. You can literally see it in his clothing. This guy's been a successful and really important contributor to the Buccaneers offense. 44, 50, Buccaneers on top. As University City calls a timeout and prepares to talk it over with his team as players. What do you think Coach is telling his Centurions right now?
I think he's telling them just to focus on defense because the offense will come. Griffin is very good. Abdullah is a good sharpshooter. And Bawat can even drive to the rim. So I think the offensive side is there, but defensively they're kind of breaking down right now. Their players showing a lot of concern over blocking and rim protection. I mean, you just saw Newton get into the paint like 3 times, triple teamed even, but it didn't seem to matter. So I think the coach is just going over some of the things that they just need to do on the defensive side.
I mean, this game can easily be an elimination game if things don't go their way outside of this game. An upset over a top 5 team can really do wonders for both playoff seeding and really just the outlook, as momentum is important coming into the playoffs. Coming in stumbling, I mean, you saw with Russell Wilson and the Steelers, man, they came into the NFL playoffs stumbling and they got whooped. So momentum is really important as you come to the final moments of the basketball season. University City really hoping to get some kind of thing going as they finish out their season.
For sure, and that all starts with Griffin, Abdullah, and Bawat. They've been really good this game, but they need to kind of put the team on their back here as they're down 6 going into the final 5 minutes of the game. Griffin will inbound it. Mission Bay on a 9-2 run right now. Bawat to Abdullah. Abdullah out to Griffin. Griffin out to Kim. Kim is going to take it. Kim is off.
Kim has been set up numerous times for success, but each time he hasn't been able to come through for his team. I mean, you wonder when you just try and begin to set up other plays for other players. But as Newton steps up to play, but it's going to be denied.
Griffin's hands are just elite, being able to seal it from Newton. As Bawat.
Oh, Griffin able to slide in like a snake there. Easily be able to glide past Buccaneer defenders and toss it up for 2. Great passing, honestly, by the Centurions. 50-46, Buccaneers on top.
Yeah, some good passing from Bawat right there to recognize and see that. As it seemed like Elliott didn't want to take the shot there. He's just going to settle for a 2, but he's not going to make it. I would have taken that 3-point shot. He had an open look. Griffin out at the perimeter, sizing up his defender. Very good patience from him.
Ooh, physical play by Griffin, but it's going to be called. Dela Cruz shrugs it off, saying it's nothing. I mean, I want to ask you, man, without Griffin, do you think UC is still in this game?
I honestly do not think so. Griffin has 4 fouls right now with that illegal screen. I mean, if you look at the score chart, he is just going ham on Mission Bay. The only other scorers for this game are Mandrell, who has been decent, and Abdullah, who's been really good, especially at the perimeter. But without Griffin, I mean, you have no paint presence at all.
Valdera is trying to get the ball back to his teammates, but is going to shove it out of bounds. You see ball?
Kim to Griffin to Bawat, back to Griffin, back to Kim. Kim's going to be pressured by Newton, double team 2. Griffin's going to be bodied.
Aggressive posture by the Buccaneers here. They're playing really aggressive here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to create turnovers. Turnovers are really the key to victory. You prevent the opposing team from scoring while also upping the chances of getting your own score. But excellent awareness, honestly, by the Centurions, able to pass the ball out of danger. But still, excellent defense by the Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is a pretty big possession for the Centurions. They need a score here if they really want to stay in the game. Almost loses it, but Kim keeps control. Kim's going to pass it to Griffin. Griffin's open shot, and one!
And one. Griffin proving to be an asset for this team. Number 32 is going to be called for the foul. Griffin here has really, again, proving to be a real skilled shooter here. I wonder if he's got any college interest. I sure hope this young man does, because, damn, he deserves it, and he is certified.
Griffin, 22-point game for tonight. He has been everywhere, and he has a chance to bring the Centurions to a lead here, and he does.
Ice in his veins puts the Centurions up by 40-49, 1 away from victory. But Caleb Newton is going to be able to smash it down and crush any hopes of a quick score comeback.
Wojnarowski, bad pass. Lucky it was deflected, and there's going to be a timeout. Centurion ball. Centurion's down by 3 right now. What do you think they're going to do?
I mean, really, I think they're just going to emphasize Griffin's presence on the court, paired with Abdullah, who's an excellent second threat. I think these 2 players are going to come to prominence as we end out this game.
Yeah, I mean, look, 2 minutes left. The 3-pointer ties the game. I think I'm going to give it to Griffin. He's been the best 3-point shooter.
Oh, but we jinxed Griffin right there.
But what? Unable to make it.
And then we jinxed them again. Oh, my God. I think we will find them in the parking lot afterwards. UC must hate us right now.
Newton on the sideline. Absolutely costly. It's a very key possession by the Centurions here. Every possession is key at this point. 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Centurions down by 3. Yeah, I think you're bringing in all your starters. You're maybe calling a timeout in a minute to try to get a game plan going.
Ball in the hands of their key captain, Griffin. Let's see what he can pull here. Foul's called.
Yeah, offensive foul.
Oh, major loss for University City. Number 4, Abdullah, is going to be fouled out, his 5th foul of the game. A horrible loss. That's number 2 of their 1-2 punch taken out. You wonder, who else can step up for UC in this moment?
Still Griffin, but I mean Abdullah has been the best three-point shooter, just flat out across. He has the most three-point shots made. So when you're down by 3, that's a huge thing to lose. As Wojnarowski's going to check back in for Abdullah, he's also at 4 fouls. Same thing with Griffin. So Griffin, is it going to be playing as aggressive because he doesn't want to draw that foul with 2 minutes left? I don't know. It's going to be very tricky for them to maintain their momentum.
Griffin taking his spot at the end of the bench. I mean, honestly, a great performance from the young man tonight. Just not able to keep it together on the foul side of play. I mean, I can still respect it though. You're trying hard. You're trying aggressive. You're playing. It's a great effort. But really, I can commend the man on trying. And I think he's really done that tonight. But let's see what UC can do here. As they got the ball. As Buccaneers have ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at player comps, like instantly I think of Ja Morant when I see Griffin able to carry the team, good in the paint, and that was good from Barrett. He's been a key role player all game.
Bartlett able to expand this Buccaneer lead at home. Crowd cheering loudly for him as Griffin sets up some type of sword.
Air ball. Do we practice that shot?
Air ball that turns into a turnover. Oh my God, Moss, and he lays it down
on his
head. My God, Caleb Newton gets the crowd to his feet. Crown him the king of Mission Bay basketball right now. He is ruling as Poseidon. Excellent play. Making his name known as the father of UC basketball.
Almost another steal from him, but what off? Yeah, it's just breaking down for Newton.
Griffin again. Oh my God, call him Father University City. Really putting the nail in the coffin for the Centurions here with 30 seconds left to go. 2 back-to-back dunks by Caleb. Wow, what an incredible performance. 58 Buccaneers on top.
I mean, this is the time to do it. I mean, there's probably scouts here. They're looking at that and able to just put the team on your back and just like, and drive it down inside.
Being known as a closer is, I think, one of the most important qualities. Being able to just end it whenever you want as a team, and as just a player is a really huge advantage when it comes to basketball. Being able to finish the game and finish it smart. 2 back-to-back dunks. I mean, how else of a how big of a statement can you make?
Newton with 17 points on the night. He's made a huge statement. I mean, it has been a close game, but, I mean, good teams just play better. I mean, the higher-ranked team is just, I mean, they're able to come back in these pressured situations. They know that they're in this key situation that they need, and they give it to their best guy, and he's able to just perform.
Good teams know when they're better, and Griffin's able to just prove it when it counts. I'm sure if that Ohio State coach was from Ohio State, he's noticed that, and I hope that young man has been put on somebody's radar because he's really been showing it out tonight, proving why he's a great closer and proving why he belongs as a leader on one of the top teams in San Diego.
For sure, he's doing his best Aaron Gordon impression with that reverse dunk. That was, I mean, you don't see that a lot in high school ball. I mean, his jumps and verticality is like unmatched this game. It's gonna go to fouls.
Buccaneers calling from possibly a bench player. I think they realize that this game's almost over after a stunning performance by Brian Giffen to put the nails in the coffin. You're really just hoping it's an offensive foul for Mission Bay. The University City down by 11. They're just praying right now, honestly. Excuse me, down by 9.
Let's see if Kim tries to add something to his highlight reel. Griffin loses it, gains back control. He's going to reverse. Tried to be a LeBron, but ended up at Ben Simmons.
Griffin one-on-one. Oh, excellent play by D.
The 2 stars going at it. You love to see it.
Always love it. You don't really see it often. I mean, these 2 titans of the game haven't really been able to clash head-to-head, but it's always been a treat when they have. Brian Griffin, Griffin and Caleb, 2 great players.
Griffin's going to foul out here, too. So it's over for them.
Honestly, man, I mean, what else can you say? It's a great performance by Abdullah and Griffin, but it just hasn't been enough. They haven't been able to keep themselves disciplined and ended up fouling out here with 8 seconds left. I mean, that's just going to be doing it with the University City Centurions falling to the Buccaneers by 9.
I mean, if I'm just looking at the score sheet, Newton, Balderas, Elliott, Cruz have all been key players for this game. I can only think of 3 for UC. Wadowski has been decent to be a rim protector, but he had 4 fouls. He's probably the next guy that fouls out if he goes hard. And Mendrell, he's been good in the paint, but 6 points. I mean, you need to help your team and bring that up if you really wanted to win this game.
I'm really not sure if there's even enough time to foul out. Good teams really prove it when they can. And the number 5 Buccaneers tonight have proven it. They win it here on senior night. Buccaneers 59, Centurions 49. And that's going to be a great game as the Buccaneers prepare for the playoffs.
Yeah, absolute great performance by Newton. And we will see you next time. Thank you for tuning in to the game of the week for the San Diego Unified School District. Coverage of the University City Centurions versus the Mission Bay Buccaneers. I'm Edward Waller.
And I'm Valentino Arenas. I hope to see you next time. Good night, fellas.